In this video, I'm going to go through strategies and ways to defeat a hunter or hunters in a speedrunning video. First, I just have to credit Dream because he's the one who created this challenge. He's a great YouTuber and inspired me to do this video. Also, my channel isn't that big and it takes a lot of work to do these videos, so I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And YouTube can be glitchy sometimes and unsubscribe you, so if you think you're subscribed and you're not, just check really quick. It only takes like 2 seconds. I would really appreciate it if you did that. And obviously these strategies will depend on the hunters themselves as players and the world seed. This is all situational and also future updates, I just want to add also. But anyway, let's start. So first, I am going to split this video into 2 parts: escaping a hunter or hunters and actually killing them. So let's start with escaping a hunter. At the beginning, get the player off guard. Dream does this in nearly every manhunt video. It is an excellent strategy. You're able to get materials before your hunter gets them and you can stay less vulnerable than they are. Also, if you find an ocean, it is also an excellent way to keep your hunter away from you, because if you're at the beginning, they don't have a boat, so it's going to take them quite a while longer to craft it, so you'll gain a lot of distance by that. It is also a great way from keeping the hunters from killing you, because it is very, very difficult to hit you through a boat unless you have a bow. If you see a dolphin in the ocean, the dolphin's grace effect is a lot faster than the boat. So jump out, get the effect, and then when the effect is gone, just get back in your boat and you'll be miles ahead of them. Let me just pause the video and say that the faster you are at inventory management, the more it helps you. What I mean by inventory management is hotkeying, how quick you can move things around and organize your inventory. Also crafting and knowing the crafting recipes can really help you. Alright, let's get back to this. If you can't find an ocean and you are in a forest biome, spam jump under the trees that have a 2-block gap from the ground up. This really boosts your speed. Also, if you're in a tight area, spam blocks behind you. You'll see a Dream doing this in a couple clips.
I see him! I'm getting him! No! Oh my god, he's running down, he just ran down the stupid hallway. Go. Right here.
Yeah, so do that because it will take a lot more time for your hunter or hunters to mine through it. Also, when you're doing that, you might want to spam 2 different kinds of blocks. One that has to be mined by a pickaxe and one that has to be mined by an axe. It could really save you. Also, if you are in a forest biome, being on top of the trees can really be good, especially if you are better at parkour than your hunters, or if you know that you are better at block clutching. All of that can really tie into things. If they fail their jump, you have the high ground, which means you have a huge advantage. High ground is a big advantage. I'll talk about it later. But yeah, it's a really good idea to be on top of the trees also. That reminds me, being able to know your hunter is very, very essential. If you know that you're better at parkour, you can use that to your advantage. If you know you're better at PvP, you can use that advantage. If you know that you have more experience with doing these challenges or things like that, it's a big advantage. So really know your hunter. Think about it. And when you're playing like a UHC or something like that on a server, you're not playing against people you actually know. Their skills are unknown to you. They are completely unknown. You don't know what they're capable of until you've played against them a while. And that's why worse players can sometimes get the better of better players because of that knowledge. So knowledge is key. This is also a good one of separation when the hunter's really close to you. If you have a water bucket, just place the water right underneath you and it will flow behind you, causing them to slow down. It will give you a couple seconds of time. Obviously, potions are extremely useful in escaping a hunter. Using speed will vastly distance you from the hunter very, very quickly. Also, the reverse effect is the same. So if you splash the hunter with slowness or even poison, you can easily distance yourself from them. If you find a hole or a ravine, hitting the hunter in or block trapping the hunter can really distance you from them because they will have to build all the way back up. And if you know that you're low, you're able to jump down and kill them, and that is a great way at distancing yourself from them. Flint and steel is also very useful. It can cause the hunter to be set on fire, which like I said before, when you're taking damage, you're a lot slower than when you're not. And also, it might cause them to have to run all the way around if they don't get hit, which also distances yourself from them. So that is also great, very useful. Okay, so these next two are very, very situational and require you to decide if it's worth it or not. So it requires you to kind of know the situation and know the game itself. If you find a desert temple and get the TNT, you can use them to distance yourself from the hunters, like this. So it can cause them to run widely around the TNT explosion, or maybe even run right into it, causing them to take a lot of damage. So that is also very useful. Of course, it's situational, like I said. You might not want to use that TNT for that purpose because it's not wasting the TNT, but it can be used in other ways. So if you tame a horse and have a saddle, it can be extremely useful in distancing yourself from the hunter because of how fast it is. It can also be very bad. Say if there's an ocean nearby and you are running into like a peninsula or something like that, or if you're on an island, yeah, that's not the best time to tame a horse. Also, if taming the horse takes forever and then you end up with a slow horse, that could also be really bad, so it's always situational. It depends on your choices. Running through creepers is really useful at harming your hunters or distancing yourself from them. If you run through a creeper and the explosion happens and your hunter's right behind you, he's going to get that full impact of the explosion, heavily damaging him, or it's going to cause him to have to run around the explosion, which is really rare, I guess, but yeah, that can also be very useful. Obviously, using projectiles can easily distance yourself from them, and it can easily harm them to the point where they have to back off. If you are in the 1.16 update, using a strider can be insanely good for escaping. Just imagine. So you have to have a saddle and you have to have a warped fungus on a stick. But if you have those things and your hunters are chasing you, or you're just trying to get really far away from the portal or something like that, using the strider across the lava lake is literally insane, because if your hunters do not have a saddle, they're pretty much doomed to catch you. So that can be extremely useful in the nether. Using fire resistance is also very strategic. The way Dream used this one was very, very good. He escaped the hunters and even managed to kill one of them because they jumped after him. Killing the hunter obviously distances you from them big time, especially if you are very far away from spawn. Just getting to the nether gives you a huge advantage. You're able to get potions, you're able to distance yourself from them without having to worry about them coming up behind you, because they can't track you in the nether, so that is also very, very useful just in general. If you have gotten 3 diamonds or obsidian some other way, then make another portal. Now, I'm not talking about just like close, because I've seen Dream make another portal, but it's really close to his other portal. No, I'm talking about far, far away from your other portal. Like, I'm talking about like 1,000 blocks away. Because if you think about it, 1 block in the overworld is equal to 8 blocks in the nether, which means that going 1,000 blocks away puts you at 8,000 blocks from your hunter. That is insane. And if they do manage to catch up to you and you kill them, it's pretty much game over for them. There's like no way that they're going to be able to do it. The only way that I could see them doing it is to actually kill a bunch of endermen or get ender pearls some way and actually finish their own portal, because when you're that far away already and then you manage to add on 8,000 blocks to it, oof, yeah, that's going to be rough for them. As I said before, being able to hotkey is amazing, because if you are in that situation where you're digging or something like that, mining away from your hunters, they're really close, being able to hotkey is literally amazing. Obviously, all of these strategies are very good for more than one hunter, for multiple hunters, except for block trapping. Yeah, block trapping would only work for maybe like 1 or 2, unless it's this kind of block trap.
He's so dead.
Get him.
Wait, what?
Get him.
Yes, the water.
No! No! No!
What?
Yes! Are you joking?
Yeah. Dream, you're insane. Alright, that covers the escape/distance method. Basically, use whatever advantage you have against them. Unless you have a huge advantage, if there are multiple hunters chasing you, the ideal scenario is to distance yourself or escape from them. Now, moving on to part 2. The killing methods. This is probably the part that you've been waiting for this whole video. Dream has done an amazing job of finding new, unique ways to kill his hunters every video. He probably made a list of methods like the one I am doing, and he executes them well. If you know that you are better at PvP, then it will be very difficult for one hunter to kill you. When Dream is against George in his 1v1 situations, they used to be equal at PvP. Now, Dream has gotten a lot better, so when he's against more than one hunter and he separates one from the others, he is able to take them out almost every time because he is vastly better at PvP than them, and he knows that. He uses that to his advantage. Always be prepared for third parties like creepers, skeletons, bad terrain, other mobs, etc. That can really ruin your chances at beating just one hunter. And PvP to your advantage. Use more than just a sword or just an axe. Definitely use a shield. One of the biggest problems that I've seen from Dream in his earlier manhunt videos was he would have the shield, but he would never use it in PvP. Shields are very important. Use lava to your advantage. When you think about it, some of the biggest ways to deal massive damage right away is fall damage and lava. Those are the main ones that when you think about it. So if you have lava, that can easily wreck a hunter, as you see Dream doing it again and again. Same thing goes for flint and steel, bows, crossbows, even blocks. Use the terrain to your advantage. Also, if there's a ravine or lava pool, you can knock them into it. Just have a good game sense of knowing that you need to use more than one method of PvP unless you don't have any of the other methods, or you just need to have a variety in your PvP style. It really does help. Height advantage is also amazing. You see how Dream usually goes up and builds upwards like this in a lot of his videos? Yeah, that's because height advantage is crazy good, especially if you have a projectile. They almost can't get to him, and if they get close, he just water buckets down or knocks them off again. Yeah, so height advantage is great. Even when you don't have projectiles, you can still jump down and hit them off. Just think about it. Throughout all of his videos, whenever he towers up, there's almost nothing they can do. This is one of the only times that I've seen this method not really work for him. And it was when Sapnap enderpearled right onto him and knocked him down. That was the only time. That's the only method of doing this. That's how good height advantage is when you're doing it correctly. Now, one of the biggest advantages that a speedrunner has is time. They aren't bound by time like a hunter is. The hunter has to kill the speedrunner before he beats the game. This means that the speedrunner can take his time, be patient, while the hunter is tracking him and hoping to kill him as fast as possible. This also means that the speedrunner can set up traps because the hunters have to come to him. He doesn't have to go to the hunters. He knows that they're coming to him. This is where Dream kills them a lot. He realizes the importance of this, and he takes advantage of this again and again. And pretty much the only way that the hunter can combat this is to be extra cautious and take it slow, but then the speedrunner can just get away. It's just a catch-22. If you have a bow and a bunch of arrows, use them. A fully drawn bow deals more damage than a diamond sword. Crossbows are very underrated in my opinion. You can rapid fire if you have several of them, and they can deal high damage very quickly. Dream did these next two perfectly and shocked all of us. He used beds and end crystals to absolutely destroy and meme his hunters. That is just That's just smart. So if the hunter is chasing you in the nether and you are near a herd of pigmen, it is also a great idea to stand right by them. The hunter may hit one of them with the sweeping edge, then he will definitely be in trouble. Then you can finish him once they deal enough damage to him, or you can chase him down until you kill him, whatever comes first. Obviously, strength and speed potions can just destroy hunters, because when you think about it, speed gives you the advantage of not being able to hit you as well, and also strength gives you an extra 6 attack damage, which is crazy good. Now, this one was literally genius. It shocked everybody. The invisibility potion play was just amazing. Just watch.
Which one? We're invisible. Which one is he?
Freeze. Who's who?
Okay, everyone sneak. Everyone sneak.
Think.
Wait, no.
This one's stream. This one's stream. This one's stream.
Stop.
This is me. This is
What?
me. Is this
I'm
you?
dying.
Who is this? Stop.
Oh.
Everybody stop. No.
And that was one of the main plays that inspired me to do this video, was this one. Now it's time for the methods that haven't been done yet. Weakness potions. A full critical hit from an iron sword only deals half a heart of damage if you have full iron. Half a heart. That is it. A full critical hit. If you are wearing full iron, when you slash your hunter with a weakness, a full critical hit from them is only half a heart. That is crazy good. You're not going to get a full critical hit every time either, especially when the speedrunner is fighting back. That is literally crazy. Even with 3 hunters, they won't be able to outdamage you. They can do full critical hits every time, and you don't have to have strength or anything else on you. You can outdamage them easily. Just think about it. By the time you kill all 3 of those hunters, they're only going to get you down 15 health. That is crazy. So that is a very, very smart method of doing things. Dream, if you're watching this, think about some of these methods. They're insane. Combine the weakness potion with regeneration, and they won't be able to do much damage at all. You can almost out-heal them with regeneration too. That is how insane this is. It's a great strategy. So yeah, I would recommend doing that. And weakness potions are super easy to create too. So it's not like you have to go through this huge process. It's actually very easy to create. Now for the next method. Poison. Like I said earlier, poison can massively reduce the speed because you're taking damage all the time, but it can easily be used to kill your hunter. In fact, it would be smart to be able to kill your hunter or hunters. If it's poison 1 or 2, it will almost always get them down to half a heart no matter what. Poison 2, in my opinion, is better because they have less time to react and get milk. It kills them quicker. It doesn't last as long, but it kills them quicker. Poison 1 is a lot better for distancing yourself. Poison 2 is a lot better for killing them. All you have to do is wait 20 seconds, and it's going to get them down to half a heart, which means that you can literally one-shot them. And just think about it. It's a splash potion, which means if your hunters are close together, that means you can get all 3 of them. That can be insanely good. Insanely good. Now for the next one. Instant damage potions. I cannot believe Dream hasn't used this. Instant damage potions are crazy. Only 2 potion throws, and it can kill a full diamond. Full diamond. 2 throws. That's it. That's how good these potions are. That's actually crazy. Not to mention that is also splash, meaning if you time it right and your hunters are all bunched up together, you can kill all of them with 2 potion throws. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Instant damage arrows are also really good, but it doesn't bypass armor like a splash potion would. But yeah, you can still kill them very, very quickly. Yeah, it can kill a full diamond in 4 shots and a full iron in 3. That is literally crazy. So Dream, like I said, if you're watching this, think about this strategy. These strategies are great. All of them. The weakness, the poison, and the instant damage. All of those are great. Using slowness not only helps you get away, but it also makes it easy to kill them. If you splash them with a slowness 4 potion, it reduces their speed by 60%, which means that you can easily lava them, bow them, and you can easily get combos on them. Now, I don't have much to say about this one. TNT minecart. Yeah, not much else to say about that. Now for the next one. Instant health potions can easily change the tide of battle. Now, enchants are very tough to get by speedrunning because it takes time and resources, but some enchants are very, very useful and underused. This is another reason why I think crossbows are very underrated, and that is because every single enchant on the crossbow is useful in these situations. Piercing is probably the best enchant on crossbows for this. Piercing goes right through shields and right through players, which means if there's 3 hunters and they are close to each other, you can hit all 3 of them with the same damage. That is crazy good. Multi-shot shoots 3 arrows instead of 1, and quick charge draws faster than a bow while doing the same damage, which is crazy. That's very, very good, which getting these kinds of enchants are hard, especially when you're trying to get the max enchant like piercing 4 or quick charge 3. That's probably not going to happen, but it could be a possibility. Fire aspect and flame are obviously some of the best choice of enchants because it can destroy the hunter if they don't have water. Finally, the last and greatest way to kill your hunter is, drumroll please, not even doing anything. They'll just die from something else. You don't even have to do anything. They'll just kill themselves. Okay, the last one, no, don't do that. But probably the most important way to defeat a hunter or multiple hunters is to be patient and think strategically. Don't rush into things. Don't think that you can outdamage them just because you actually can if you have weakness and strength. Don't rush into things. Don't think that you can just easily beat 3 hunters because you're way better at PvP than them, even though sometimes you might be able to. Just think strategically before you act. When the time comes when you can't just pause and be patient, use your knowledge and experience and game sense to stay alive. If there is more than 1 hunter, use their numbers against them. If you find the opportunity, pick them off one by one, as Dream tries to do in every manhunt video that involves more than 1 hunter. So yes, think very strategically. Don't rush into things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then hit that subscribe button like I already said. It's free and it takes 2 seconds to do. These videos do take a while to make, and I'd really appreciate it if you did that for me. If there are methods that I didn't mention that you think could be very effective, put that in the comment section down below. I will be making a video about how to be a great hunter in the near future, so be back for that. Obviously, I need to credit Dream because he was the one who created this challenge and inspired this video, and also I used his clips for most of the content, so yeah, I'm crediting Dream because of that also. I wouldn't dream of doing otherwise. Get it? Because, okay, wow. Anyways, this has been Shadow Mage for another video, and I'll see y'all next time.